This is their annual long-term report that's produced by the International Energy Agency, and it's been quite controversial over the years. They had done away with what they call their current policy scenario, i.e. if nothing changes, what happens to demand, and gone for scenarios that assumed we would take more drastic action against climate change. The IEA denies this as a response to the Trump administration to reinstate this forecast, but I think clearly it's acknowledgement of the shifting political winds around climate change. And what it says is right now, if current trends continue, far from having a peak in oil and gas consumption that many people had predicted, oil consumption will rise by 13% to the middle of the century, which is not good news for our prospects of tempering carbon emissions.
Well, yeah, just take us through the supply side, because OPEC's been upping its production recently. That's the demand side, but what about supply?
Yep, there's plenty of supply in the world, and I think one of the reasons that oil demand is still rising in the short and medium term is that it's relatively plentiful and relatively cheap, and that means that the shift to electric vehicles, and the IEA was explicit about this, may not be quite as quick as people expected some years ago. Of course, electricity prices are rising in many parts of the world because of the boom in demand from electricity and electrification and artificial intelligence and electric cars. Meanwhile, we have an oversupplied oil market, as you say, and that's keeping the price of gasoline and the diesel that people put in their cars relatively low by historical standards.